My 23 years of life, I think I've accomplished my goals I've set for myself, and I'm happy and content with where I am in life today. In my speech, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about my life so you can get to know me. I was born on February 21st, 1993 at 5:38 a.m. I was my parents' firstborn, and a few hours after I was born, my parents let my family know that I was born, and my aunts, uncles, and grandparents came for a visit. A few days later, my parents were released to come home with me. 3 years had passed, and I became a big sister. When I went to the hospital to visit my mom, my dad, and my new sister, and it was time to leave with my grandparents, I threw a fit when I visited. My grandpa had to carry me out while I was kicking and screaming and everyone looking at me. When my mom and dad came home a few days later with my baby sister, I was happy to help my mom. Two more years passed, and I became another big sister to another girl, my sister. That same year, I started kindergarten, and I had to, even though my school was 1 minute from my house, I had to ride the bus because if my mom had to take me to school, I threw a big tantrum. That same year, I was in a quad accident. I was 5 years old, and my uncle was moving his quad, and I asked him if I could help him move it, and he said yes. So he told me I could hit the gas, and I hit the gas, and the quad went up on my mom's car and came down, resulting me in hitting my head on the handlebars, which put a hole in the corner and the top of my eye. My uncle had then rushed me into my grandma's house, and my parents called 911. 20 minutes had passed, and the ambulance had arrived. My dad rode with me to the hospital, and my mom followed. I had to get a lot of stitches in my eyes, but I don't really remember how many stitches I had. All I remember is that it was blue, black, swollen. From then on, I never got on a quad, but to this day, I've come around, and I'm not as nervous anymore to ride quads. The next year, I started first grade at St. Mary's in Alexandria. It was a private school that went up to 8th grade. I played all through the years that I was there. I played basketball from 3rd grade to 8th grade, and I also played volleyball 6th to 8th grade. Once I graduated 8th grade from St. Mary's, I went to high school. I went to Bishop Russer High School in Alexandria, Kentucky. The majority of the kids from my 8th grade class went there, and a bunch of my friends were going to attend there, so that's why I chose to go there. During my 4 years at Bishop Russer, I played volleyball. My freshman and sophomore year, I was in Beta Club, and I ran track. In 2011, I graduated from Bishop Russer High School. That August, I started at Gateway Community and Technical College, where I started as a nursing major, but soon realized that nursing wasn't for me and switched to early childhood education my second semester there. Since then, I've been taking early childhood development classes along with finishing up with some gen eds. November 2011, I started working at a daycare and was there for 4 years. In November of 2015, I started at Crossroads Elementary, where I help 4th grade in reading and math. I took this job because I one day want to be in a school, so I felt this was a great opportunity. Once I'm done with Gateway, I want to transfer to NKU, and I've decided to take some elementary ed classes so I can teach kindergarten through 5th grade and graduate with a bachelor degree. Some dreams for my future is I want to be married, have kids, and buy a house. My plan is to graduate from college with a bachelor degree. I hope to get a job at a school as a teacher, teaching between kindergarten and 5th grade. I also plan to get engaged within 2 years. I hope to buy a house one day or buy some land and build a house. I also hope to teach in the Campbell County School District, and I hope to love the school district that I teach in. Another hope of mine is to live in the country close to my parents. All in all, I have learned a lot and accomplished a lot in my 23 years of life. I can start to see my dreams becoming real. I'm very happy with where I am and excited for what's to come.